inside of Dyslexia Series C, Book 1 and 2. A lot of people are very curious about these dyslexia games and actually what they entails. I personally use dyslexia games with my children and myself. Just to give you a little bit of background, my son has dyslexia, but my daughter doesn't, and I use it with both children, and I have seen tremendous results from both children. I myself even use dyslexia games. It's for me, doing dyslexia games has been very therapeutic. Like from being so wound up and having to do so much and multitask, just sitting down and focusing or doing these exercises has really relaxed me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the inside of this is, like I said, series C 1 and 2. I have the PDF version, so that's why it's in black and white. Series C, hey Amy. Series C is a 8 book series. So I'm gonna do 1 and 2 now. Then I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna show you the books in two, so the video won't be too long. So the first book on C, series C, you're gonna have to excuse my fingers. I was messing with my printer and I can't get this ink off my hand. But at any rate, it starts off with the IQ Challenge 2. This book actually is still on sale, I think, for $10 on Amazon. So basically, what you need is a smooth black pen, and they say try to complete at least 4 pages every day and figure out what is missing on each page and then draw it. This game is basically to help you help your child with mind training, help them with confusion, and it helps to work with the right side of the brain, because usually a person with dyslexia, they work with the right side of their brain instead of the left. That's why they have the confusion with the letter reversal, even sounding out different things, because they are working from their right side of the brain, and everyone else in the general population works from the left side of the brain. So that's why retraining is so important, to help them with their writing, help them with their reading, help them with their spelling. But a lot of things that's out there today is very, very stressful. You have to take all the tests, and then they categorize a particular dyslexia thing for your child, and it tends to overwhelm the child, because I have had both ends of the spectrum with that type of therapy and with this one with dyslexic games. And I love this because it is non-stressful. The kids actually enjoy it. I'm seeing great progress, and it's a win-win for me. And I don't have to go out trying to find a private therapist and all that stuff. So I can do this in the comfort of my own home. And it's very, very important to use a smooth pen, because what you want to do is make the pictures look exactly like the picture that you see, the first initial picture. So if you are using a pencil, you're going to see where this picture is not connected to this picture. However, if your child has a problem, like they don't want to write with a pen right now, because I had to transition my son into writing with a pen because he didn't like to see all the errors. Um, Use a pencil until they get used to it, because you don't want to stress them out with this therapy. The whole thing about it is making it fun, making them relax, and helping them to learn how to retrain the brain in a natural therapeutic way that's not stressful. Eventually you can work them up to a pen. I personally use erasable gel pens, and my son absolutely loves them. So if he do make a mistake, he can erase it, and it has the same flow of a regular pen, except it's gel pens. Now, so basically, these are the activities. They're brain stimulating activities. When you look at these at hindsight, you're saying, man, this is a whole lot of doodles and drawings and stuff. What exactly is this going to do for my child? I'm going to tell you. By your child doing these, what they call doodles, really not doodles, what there is therapeutic. They're helping your child differentiate different signs and symbols, and making a mental picture in their head to differentiate things from one another. So when they're doing these patterns, it's logically refocusing, retraining the brain with every single activity that you do, and your child will be able to identify things better. It's helping them focus. Hello, Felicia. So with these, now this is kind of done, because this is my son's personal one, and so it's kind of worked through. But I have noticed since my son been doing these, his handwriting has improved, his reading has improved, his logic has improved, his spelling even improved. Before I couldn't even understand hardly what my son was writing because it was so disorganized and jumbled. But now he had very little writing stamina, if you understand what I'm saying. He just writing took a lot out of him mentally and physically, but now he'll write, he'll do a copy word, whereas before doing dyslexic games he wasn't doing that. And my son wasn't very creative with art. He wasn't an artsy type of person. But now since he's doing dyslexic games, he's beginning to do art. He's beginning to create things on his own. He has imagination. So as you can see, you have if you look at these very closely, it's very Sarah Janice Brown is in my opinion, just absolutely a genius when it comes to this mind thing with dyslexia. If you look really, really hard, you can see that this is actually D-E-F, D-E-F. I didn't even realize this until my son pointed out. He said, Mom, those are the letters. I'm like, what? And I looked and I was like, oh my goodness, yes, CBA, CBA. And I'm like, wow. So you're doing the letters in art form and your child's brain is getting retrained in the process in a less stressful way. Because if you give them to traditional letters, they get stressed. But hey, it's fun, it's doodling, and it's doing everything it's supposed to do. Then you have the art. And so this is basically how Dyslexic Game Series C book one looks. It's a series of different numbers, letters, alphabets, pictures, and words. So you're learning all of these different things through patterns, through writing, through observations. And it really, really works. Now, this is book 2. This is called Brain Food. This is the mind training games, puzzle, and art activities for literacy. So this is basically training your brain or helping your children to think, building them. They're beginning to have these mastery skills of learning. This improves their reading, their concentration, their attention, and overall comprehension. So when they start this, of course, like I said, they smooth. Use a smooth black pen if your child is ready to use a smooth black pen because you don't want to stress them out. But they'll eventually gradually go to it if your child likes to write in a pencil right now. But what I like about it, it's just very prestigious. I can't even get my words out today. The way this is formatted, so it starts out with this picture, and you have to, this is the correct picture here, and then you try to find out what is missing, and then you write or draw the missing parts in the picture. So here it's making your child actually focus on details. I just love how it's done. It's make your child focus on details. See how carrots is missing on this page? And of course, it's some more stuff. So it makes your child focus on detail. It pulls out their creativity. It helps children who don't have that much creativity, helps them to find it. And it's a series of different little simple activities like this that's really rechanging the whole brain and helping it. Because basically with dyslexia, it's a disconnect with the brain and the reading and the logic and all that. So by doing this, it's retraining your brain to connect those two things together so they can work cohesively. Because you're trying to train a part of the brain that normally doesn't function that way. If a right side thinking brain people, they usually don't use that side of the brain to read. Whereas a dyslexic person, that's the side of the brain that they use. So most of the stuff that we have out today is geared towards left brain thinkers, not right brain thinkers. So this is geared towards right brain thinkers, and it's giving them the information that they need. And just very, very easy, stress-free. This is basically, like I was talking about yesterday, that on-go homeschooling that you can do. They're getting in math, they're getting in spelling, they're getting in logic, they're getting in drawing, they're getting in all this different stuff. And you're going to notice how your child's thinking process with reading, spelling, handwriting, drawing, all that has improved so greatly with my son since we have been doing these dyslexic games. And my daughter, oh my goodness, she was already creative, but now she is just like over the moon creative with the things that she's doing. So this is Dyslexic Games 1 and 2 series. I mean, book 1 and 2 series C. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to change my description. I'm going to go ahead and show you 3 and 4. This is Think, Write, and Draw. So the same process, but it changes a little bit. So now they're writing these words with the pictures, with the letters, and they're filling in the blanks. They're still drawing. Um, and they're doing the same process. So it's teaching them to identify those letters, teaching them to use all those concepts they did in book 1 and 2. They're starting to put them into work with words. So real workable words that they can see with the dyslexic font. So they're doing this, and they're starting to do more reading, more identification with words in general, spelling that's not stressful, and drawing, just thinking with various different letters of the alphabet. And this one also encourages creativity as well. So as you can see, book 3 focus mostly on spelling and writing and putting all those concepts that you learned in book 1 and 2 into work in this particular book. Now we're going to get to the innovation games. This is book 4 in series C. This is the art. Encourages your child for art, to explore, to look at inventions, and to discover different things. So it's based on 30 different activities or games that your child going to do throughout this particular book 4. So you're going to notice that you're going to see a lot of inventions. You're going to see a lot of things that they identify in real life, and then some things they might not even know about. So they're going to see all this with missing pictures. They're going to put in the things that are missing. Then you're going to do your inventions, and it encourages them to be creative. And you're going to be doing your doodling and writing and spelling and drawing. All of this is basically helping them to concentrate. It's helping them to build up confidence, and it's helping them to learn the concepts that they need to learn in a less stressful, very therapeutic way of training the brain in a very gentle way, in my best description, because I have had both ends of the spectrum. The way traditional therapists handle dyslexia, and this is the one that I prefer. My son readily goes to this. My daughter goes to this. I run to it, and I don't even have dyslexia. So dyslexia game is not only for a person with dyslexia or a child. It can help anyone. And that's that. You know what, you guys? I'm going to keep this thing moving and show you all these books. Because I've been having such a terrible time with my internet, and I don't know if I get off, will it let me get back on? So this is 5. Like I said, it's 8 books in the series. This focuses on cursive and creativity, developing your handwriting with right brain activities. It's 30 different activities. So now your child's going to learn this cursive in a non-traditional way. You know, the regular way, you have your letters and you have to copy. Well, in this way, you see how inviting it is. It have water in a cup, and then the child just copy water without saying, okay, you have to meticulously write the T this way. No, it's not that way. It's very, very gentle, very, very easy, very, very stress-free, and just filling in, doing the activities in which they ask you to do. I absolutely love it for both of my children. So as you can see, this is book 5, and you're going to see how Sarah actually teaches cursive to your children. My daughter, I have never taught my daughter how to write in cursive. Never, ever, ever, ever. However, she has done dyslexia games. My daughter writes perfectly now in cursive without me even teaching her, because she did dyslexic games. So if that means anything to you, that just shows you how amazing it is. I didn't have to teach it. This dyslexic games taught her how to do that on her own by doing these activities. And she writes amazing. And she's a left-handed writer. So you know how sometimes left-handers have a problem or difficulty writing in general. And then when you add cursive on top of that, that's another issue. But I'm telling you, I looked at some of her work that she was doing today with Thinking Tree, and I was blown away with her journaling. And she was writing in cursive. And it was beautiful. Beautiful. And I didn't teach her how to do that. Dyslexia Games taught her that, and she don't even have dyslexia. And this taught her how to do it. Now let's go to Math, Art, and Logic. This is book 6. So now you already did the therapeutic stuff in the other previous books with letter recognition, spelling, concentrating on writing sentences and filling in the blank, and inventions and being more creative. Now you're going to start getting into your art and your logic and math, making sure that math is getting in there. So it starts off with letting you know that math is everywhere. And it helps the kids to be able to identify when they see percentages, when they see money, when they see different signs, when they go in stores. You're going to see all of this in everyday life. And then you put what's missing in the picture over here. Then you're going to do some more of these logic games, but these logic games are focused or centered around math concepts. So if you notice, it has, you're working on your 10 timetables here, your 5 timetables, 20 timetables. You're working on patterns, dealing with number recognition. You're also over here, you're going to be dealing with putting 1 through 100, filling in what's missing. So your child is going to be learning these mathematical tables and different stuff on their own. My children have greatly improved with their mental math since been doing Dyslexia Games, especially my son. Oh my goodness. So you even getting a little science in on the top when you talk about the moon, the stars, the planets, and the comets. And then you have multiplication tables. I mean, you're getting, when you buy this series or any Dyslexia Game series, you're getting a one-stop shop. You're getting a whole lot of wealth of information that you don't have to plan. It's already there for you. You don't have to say, oh, I need to make a lesson plan for this. Just give them 4 pages a day. If that's too much for your child, give them 1 page a day and then work them up. Give them 2 pages a day. And then eventually you will notice that they're going to start doing way more than you ask of them. Because that's how I did. I started off with 1 page. Then I did 2. And then now, sometimes I set a timer for 15 minutes and I say, well, go ahead and do whatever you can do within that 15 minutes. And most of the time, my son and daughter is like 5, 6, 7 pages. And I'm shocked. And then they, after the timer go off, they're like, can I have a little bit more time? And I'm like, okay, wow. You're even getting some fractions in. Sarah is very meticulous on how she introduced this stuff. And she does it in such a creative, fun way that I would have never thought about myself. So your children are going to be learning those multiplication tables without you even trying, because they're doing the dot system, then they're doing the numbers, and they're doing the orders, not the orders of operation, but the various different ways we do math, like multiplication, division, adding and subtracting. So this is how this one looks. So they're going to be doing a variety of different logic games centered around math. And then at the back, they're going to actually work on their math multiplication. As you can see. And what I like is that it's not just the basic mathematics. It's going to gradually build and progress. So now you're getting to the 10 timetables, 11s, the 12s, 20s, 50s, 100. And then you're getting back to your art. So, as you can see, that's pretty awesome and great. Now we're going to get to the last 2 books. And I'm sorry for the video being so long, but I just decided, let me just go ahead and do all of them. This is books 7 and 8, which I absolutely love it. And I encourage you guys, when you do Dyslexia Games, go in order, because she put them she put them this way for a reason. So if you go out of, like, want to do 7 and then do 1, try your very best, if you can, to go in order, because that's when you'll see the true benefit of the books. But everybody's homeschool is a little different. So if your child really, really, really want to start a book that's not in order, let them start there and then say, okay, well, baby, now we need to go back and start from whatever book you didn't start from. So now you're going to be working. Oh, I forgot to explain it. Now we're going to be working with Word Hunt. These are games in which the child is going to be teaching themselves they're going to be teaching themselves how to spell. So they're going to be going through the house, running, trying to find different activities. You're going to get that PE in because they're going to be moving and going, trying to find those words. They're going to be counting. They're going to be doing their, whether they realize they're doing math as well. And the brain is just taking it all in. That retraining is going on, taking it all in. So it says word hunt, find 20 words with 5 letters. So on these 2 pages, that's what they're going to be doing. 20 words, 5 pages each. So we're going to have, so they circle all these letters. That's 5 letters and 6 letters. So it gradually progresses and changes from various different letters that you have to count. 7 letters, and then you're constantly working with these same words over and over. So they're basically going to be learning these words in an unstressful way. It's not like you sitting down saying, okay, you have to learn all 30 or 51 words, and I'm going to call them out, and you have to write them and spell them correctly, which totally stress out a child anyway. But when you add dyslexia to it, it really is, I mean, it's not really fun, and it makes the child stressed. So this is a way that they're doing, still getting their spelling in, but in a non-stressful way. And before you know it, they're going to know all these words. And even if they can't spell all the words right off the bat, they will at least be able to identify them when they're reading, which is a win-win. Because once you learn the word or identify them with reading, very soon after, your brain clicks and you will be able to spell the word as well. The last book is the 150 most misspelled words. This is the last book of the series, and these are the words that it focuses on. And the child is like going to be coloring in each of the words. Then they fill in the missing letters. Then they do a little bit of that mind training again, and then they start doing the letters, coloring in, and then it's a series of that back and forth with, they're going to be focused on a letter and words that begin with that letter. So a C, then all the C words. D and all the D words. And then they're going to be doing print and cursive, which is amazing. So they're going to be working on that as well. And as you can see, it pretty much the same thing is going on. Just change the letter, a little bit of dyslexia games inside of it, those logics, which are so important. And just a non-stressful way in order to do it. And you will actually see how well your child improves and how their focus and how their work is going to improve, the look of their work, the confidence that they have when they do their work. My son's confidence went through the roof. Like before I give him assignment, he's like, well, Mama, I don't know if I can do that. Now he's saying, oh, I can do it. I know I can do it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, but it's spelling and writing. Oh, I got that. I got it. With my thinking tree stuff. So as you can see, this is a pretty awesome series. And it's 8 books. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get off and I'm going to actually show you guys, if I can get back on my internet, right, show you series A. I'm actually missing one of the books for series A, the last book, but I'll show you the 1 through 5 that I have. And some future videos, I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth in front of the camera about this dyslexia game. So if you was ever thinking about getting them and you were saying, oh, I don't know, I highly recommend dyslexia games for a child with dyslexia or a child that doesn't have it. I even recommend Series C for moms, dads. It has really helped me as well. I absolutely love doing them for myself as well. So again, sorry for the video being so long, but this is Tina from the Lakeshore Academy, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you make a better decision on where you want to start at with dyslexia games. So have a great day. Bye.